These three magazines make up our This Is America collection. At the moment, you can buy them in the Stack shop and get 25% off the combined cost of them. I just wanted to run through the magazines and show just how different they are and the different things that they're doing. So this first one is California Sunday, as the name would suggest. It's published in California. And one of the reasons I wanted to put this collection together at the moment is because of all the news coming out of the US about the midterm elections. And so I was really pleased to see that California Sunday just leaps straight into it with this great piece going onto like the front lines of three really crucial battleground races in California. And as you'd expect, they show both the Democrats and the Republicans. And the thing that I really wanted to get across is the way that they focus in on individuals and telling the individual stories in a way that I think is much more difficult in the kind of news coverage that we get, where we tend to get more of kind of like the hysterics and the bigger stories. I really like the way they zoom into it. And then they run straight from that into this piece on the really precarious situation of the undocumented migrants who are working in the fruit fields in California. But now that the government have stepped up their efforts to get rid of undocumented migrants, the really, really stressful and very difficult situation that these people are put in, you know, again, like it shows the real people, it shows the effects of these big policies, which again we hear about on the news, but maybe you don't fully appreciate the impact that they're having. Just a really great, interesting magazine, and really worth picking up a copy. A completely different type of magazine. This is Civilization, and just look at the size of this thing. I mean, I cannot get it all in shots. This is the magazine that's made by the art director Richard Turley, based in New York, and the idea is for him to give a sense of what New York is like. And so you just get this like onslaught on these huge pages of snatches of text and little kind of annotated bits, weird statistics, like just bizarre things. A lot of it taken on its own sort of doesn't really make sense, but it's when you see the whole thing together, you genuinely do get this really sort of impressionistic sense of walking down the street in New York. It is an amazing piece of newsprint experimentation, and I really, really enjoyed this one. And finally, a very different magazine again. This is the Oxford American, which is published in Arkansas, and really gives a very literary view of the world as seen from the South. There are some big enduring themes that run through here. So for example, race, and you get short stories and essays and poems which will pick up and pick around these themes. There's a great piece towards the end on living with guns, which I guess as a British person, this is one of the things that we look to and feel a bit confused about. But the writer really unpicks what it means to live with guns and just like have this in your house. It begins with like, you know, her first memory of firing a gun. Just again, another beautiful magazine, but showing the world from another very different perspective, and well worth picking up.